the Phillips curve. Now, if I were to say to you as a student, what grade do you want in your A-level economics course? You might say an A. Well, for you to get an A, you know you need to do a specific amount of work. You need to maybe do 5 or 6 hours amount of work. So there's a trade-off. You know, for an A, you need to do 4, 5, 6 hours work a week in economics. There was a guy called Phillips, Professor Phillips, and he looked at some data over a number of years. And what he saw was there could be seen to be a trade-off between wage inflation, WI, and unemployment, which I've got here on the graph as U. So say the government said that it only wanted to have 2% inflation. Well, it could have 2% inflation, but it would need to have 2 million people out of work. There was a trade-off. If you wanted to have a low inflation, 2%, it would need to have 2 million people out of work. Or if it decided it wanted to have maybe just 1 million people out of work, 1 million unemployed, it would need to accept 5% inflation. There was a trade-off of 5% inflation for 1 million people being out of work. So what this shows here is that there's a relationship. If you want one good variable, you may have to accept another bad one. Why? Well, let's think about this logically. If there are more people unemployed, so a movement from 1 million to 2 million unemployed, there's less pressure on wages to rise because there are more factors of production who are available for work, and therefore there's more factors of production who can keep wages low, wages being paid for by businesses. However, if there's less people who are available for work, wages rise because factors of production demand higher wages because of the fact they can, because there's less factors of production available for them to work. So this is why we say that there's a trade-off. There's a trade-off because of the fact that you want low levels of unemployment, you might have to have higher wage inflation. Okay, so this is the reason why some of the government's macroeconomic objectives conflict. The government's macroeconomic objectives are low unemployment, low inflation, high sustainable economic growth, and a balance of payments equilibrium. So this here shows that two of them, low unemployment and low inflation, may not be able to exist together, because to have low inflation, you need to have high unemployment, or to have high unemployment, you need to have low inflation.